we go. Round of 16. In the orange, Swarm Gaming. In the blue, Team Exery. Best of 5 series. Winner, of course, looking for one of those coveted spots in the quarterfinals, and there's Stocky coming out of the gate strong.
Wow.
Already long distance goal too.
Yep.
To put his team up.
Yeah, you like to see that from the back line if Swarm ever has a chance. They just put it on goal, and it's a great strategy, obviously.
Yeah, Swarm plays that very aggressive style too. I mean, right now I don't know how their style is adjusted with the sub in. I know when De Boer's in, it's a very aggressive style, but there's Ryuk. Comes in with a nice equalizer here.
Yeah, Exery showing that they deserve to be in this game right now. Already, only 25 seconds in, we got another tie.
Really nice play, sort of setting himself up off the corner, getting that really good bounce, and just playing it straight in. I mean, when you play the ball off the corner, it gets really tricky because you never quite know where it's going to go.
Right.
But that setup was just right. So already, game 1-1, kind of back to where we started, essentially. So now we're going to follow Stocky. He's taking the ball up the wall there. Not too long, though. Let's get back to a little more overhead view so we can keep an eye on things.
Yeah.
Here comes Pashy doing a little bit of that 1v1.
Ooh. You know, I got to say, Shalthis, from my experience playing this game, whenever an opponent puts the ball on top of their head and does a couple extra hits to put it over you, man, that just makes me so mad. And that's exactly what Pashy does right there. Very hard to stop those kind of hits.
Yeah, I mean, when you start breaking out those, really nice dribbles and things like that, they typically don't work too well in a 3v3 environment just because of the chaos and it's so easy to disrupt it. But you got a player like Pashy who is so skilled when it comes to the 1v1 game that he can usually get past anybody. And he does that quite a bit. So, really nice goal from him out of the gate. And here comes Pashy again, taking to the sky, trying to get that dunk. Not quite, didn't get the right angle on it. And that does happen a lot. Hard to gauge when the ball is just sort of coming straight down like that.
Yeah, Pashy's staying with it, though, and he's going to try to keep it on the Exery side of the pitch here.
Nice setup by Stocky.
Yeah.
It was a good setup, but it went a little too close to goal, so I don't think Pashy was able to get in on it quite the way he wanted to.
Pashy going way high for that block.
And so far, I think Exery here just looking for an opening, trying to get in really a good feel of exactly how they're going to have to approach this game. Oh, there's a nice big long distance shot, and again, scrub killer. Oh, man.
Yeah, we're seeing some really nice long shots coming out of Swarm Gaming here.
Yeah, if only they would stop skipping the replays, guys.
Eventually, we're going to get the casters have to also skip the replays, right? Come on.
I hope so.
That's going to happen.
I know we've pitched that to Psyonix directly a few times.
Yeah.
And basically said, hey, let us be a part of this decision-making process, please. We have replays to show.
To be fair, that's huge. I mean, we want to see the replays and talk about what happened and stuff. So yeah, that should happen.
Exactly. And yeah, I agree. There's some goals where we're just going to be like, we'll skip it. We know what happened. It wasn't anything too exciting. But even long-distance goals like that are fun to watch. Well, one thing I've noticed so far out of Swarm here, their approach to these games have definitely changed a little bit. At the very least, their approach in this game.
Yeah.
Whereas they typically... Okay, I'm going to stop for a second there, because we're going to go to Pashy and watch this just ridiculous
Insane
goal here.
Yeah.
Like, basically just plays it off the front of his car a couple times and puts it in for the 4-1 lead. Geez. Well, as I'm trying to say, it seems like they're using a bit of a 2v... like a more of a typical style approach to the format of their attack. They're leaving somebody back on defense. Usually it's Scrub Killa. So they're leaving him back on defense, sending Pashy and Stocky up front to kind of play the offensive role. I don't know if they're going to use that same strategy throughout this tournament. I know that might be a little difficult to play with against Flipside if they make it that far. They are on opposite ends of the bracket here. Oh, and there was a near goal by Flex.
Yeah, when the goal's wide open like that, you got to hit it. I mean, they're going to be kicking themselves for missing that goal. They're going to need it for sure.
Absolutely, but here comes Scrub Killa. Swarm, they're all hanging back. I think they were regrouping just to boost up a bit. figure out where they want to go here. But here is Pashy.
Again,
they haven't
trying to
cleared it out, though.
1v3 over here.
Yeah, he's having a pretty good time doing that sort of strategy, so might be playing off.
Ooh, Stocky and Scrubkiller collide there. Could be some miscommunication.
Yeah, sometimes, you know, this game moves so fast, even if you've got really solid communication, it's hard to exactly know what you're going to do, where you're going to go, and sometimes two people call for the ball at the same time, and you just end up getting a mid-air collision out of it.
Yeah.
Right now, here comes Stocky, playing up the ball. We're following him right now. Good bit of disruption there. Get Stocky off the ball, and now Exery really needs to get something going here. At least to try and build some momentum as they head into Game 2.
Oh.
But hard to do that when Pashy puts another goal up.
Yeah, you can see the 1v1 prowess here. He knows exactly what they're going to do to try to defend that shot, and he just puts it right over their head again, same way.
Yeah, that one going at full speed. He ended up taking out one of the defenders in the process. So a little bit of fireworks to celebrate the goal, apparently.
Yep.
But this game is securely in the grasp of Swarm right now. Should be a pretty easy win for them. And I haven't seen anything out of Exery to show me that they are really going to have any momentum to ride into the next game, especially the rest of the series. I mean, they've got 2 games that Swarm just has to take off of them, and then they're done. So even if you don't win, you know, in a situation like this, you have to start demonstrating that you can hang. And again, every goal we've been seeing out of Pashy so far has just been showing off this dribbling prowess and his ability to kind of break axles here.
Yeah, Pashy, he's doing exactly what he needs to do against this team. Whether or not they have the experience to know about the 1v1 dribble over your head strat, regardless, he's pulling it off in such a way that there's just nothing they can do. So this one's going to have to go to Swarm.
Yeah, pretty easy win for Swarm Gaming right there to go up in this series. So let's go ahead and give them credit for that one. There we go. But
there you go.
Yeah, good early start for Swarm to get the ball rolling, at least here in the round of 16. Again, looking for a nice spot in the round of quarterfinals.
Yeah.
I was going to say round of 8, but that's, I don't know. I don't call it the round of 8. Quarterfinals.
Quarterfinals, right.
Yeah, so they're looking for that spot, of course, as we get a little bit deeper into this tournament and a little bit closer to the end of things. But yeah, it should be a very interesting tournament. I actually wasn't sure if Swarm or Flipside were actually going to be playing today.
Okay.
I had heard, you know, that they were and they weren't, and I don't know. But, you know, would they finally doing it? Here comes Pashy right out of the gate.
Oh my goodness!
I mean, at this point, you gotta know what to expect, and I think the idea is as soon as you see Pashy get on that ball, attack the ball. You know, you just gotta attack that and understand that he's probably gonna try and flick it over your head, so play it a little high, or, you know, you can't try and save it if he's just gonna come in and, you know, break your face.
Yeah, for that one, I'm not sure. It looked like the defender from Exery there just didn't really commit fully to the ball because it was right off the kickoff, so he just didn't really have a chance there. Stocky just played it really well, or Pashy, I'm sorry.
Yeah, everything's still looking, the momentum kind of carrying over for Swarm right now. Scrubkiller trying to make a shot on goal. Can't quite get it in the net, though. Here comes Pashy with a big setup. But it gets turned aside so far. Though, I'm going to say Exery's going to have a real hard time here. You know, they're I keep saying it, and there goes Pashy. A nice little dribble getting past, gets past the second defender, sets up Stocky. Can't quite get the finish there, but already just the amount of decent offensive chances, and there's Scrubkiller with a big goal.
Yeah, I want to take a look at Spallings here. It looks like he's got a decent shot at that ball as they skip the replay. It looked like he had a decent shot on that ball, and he was just not able to get up high enough to stop that shot. So, good play from Scrubkiller there.
Yeah, so far, some pretty good stuff out of Swarm. They're just looking really tough to beat here. Exery not demonstrating a little pinch there. Good for them to get it cleared out. Yeah, they're just not looking like a team that I think can take out Swarm here.
Yeah.
I'm waiting for that little bit of a breakthrough, but there's a good goal. Ryuk finally getting his team up on the board. So maybe we're starting to see the early stages of the turnaround. The comeback begins.
Well, we can hope, right? I was thinking, you know, a lot of what Swarm was doing in the first game, they were playing Scrub Killa back a little bit, and they kind of had a 2 up, 1 back kind of mentality. It seems like this game they're trying to push the pressure and see if they can do 3 forward kind of plays.
Yeah, they're feeling a little confident in this game, I think, so they're trying to go back to their old strategy of just, you know, a really strong all-in kind of offense.
Yeah.
But it's really hard to do. I mean, that kind of super aggressive play, it's hard to pull off if the whole team is not completely on the same page and you're not just really good at it. Because that can be punished so easily. Swarm is one of the best at it.
I think it was punished a little bit there by the last goal, and honestly, they've had a couple. Exery has a couple chances already, close to the goal of Swarm over here.
Yeah, they're starting to turn things around a little bit, apply more of that pressure. I think they're feeling a little more comfortable here now. But the chances aren't quite getting on net, but they are getting at least something set up. And that's really where it starts. You know, if you can keep going with at least getting the plays set up, then something's bound to sneak through. It just depends on the time of possession, how long you can hold on to that ball. And right now, it's kind of going a little bit back and forth. I will say that Exery is cutting in a bit on Swarm's time of possession. But a little misjudged play there by Stocky. Looks like he was trying to set himself up in the corner, but just kind of shot too far underneath the ball and got a little too far ahead of it. There's Pashy trying to do a little bit of that stylish play, but can't quite finish on there.
Ryuk with a really nice clear puts it all the way over to the orange side of the pitch.
Yeah, Scrub Killa couldn't quite get underneath it to clear that out, so Pashy had to wait for it to get to ground level.
Ooh, Ryuk takes out Scrub Killa.
Yep, nice demolition, but Pashy was there to keep the ball in the blue zone, so they couldn't really do anything with it, and there was a near goal by Stocky. That was real close.
That was a really, really nice pass from Pashy off the wall there.
Yeah, good offensive chance for Exery, but they couldn't get anything really on net there.
Yeah, and unfortunately, that seems to be the moral of this game right now. It's kind of just been Swarm attacking the net as much as possible, and then Exery not really having those same chances, not putting it on goal.
Another long-distance shot there by Scrub Killa, but pretty easy to turn aside this time. I think they're being a little wiser to those long-distance shots. They're, you know, committing to them at the right point. Those can be a little hard to call, you know, when they're coming in on the net like that. It's hard to figure out where you should be and how you should be playing them, because the angles and the speed of the ball can really throw you off. Here's a shot on goal. Oh, and it goes just high in the corner. Ryuk trying to get that second goal and knot things up, but they're running out of time. Oh, that looked like it could have been a good shot on goal. They might have been able to get in the way of it, but if he had enough speed at the right angle, could have tied things up. But final 30 seconds here at game number 2. Swarm looking to extend their lead, maybe even seal this series in a 3-0 fashion. But here comes Ryuk. Oh, he had a good wide open shot, but he couldn't get there in time.
Yeah, great defensive play there from Stocky. He was able to disrupt that play enough so that Scrub Killa didn't have to make a crazy save.
I mean, there was a lot of really good pressure on the offense there by Exery in this final few seconds, but looks like Swarm finally turned it around. Pashy dribbles the ball a little bit, sets it on the ground to wrap things up. So game 2, pretty comfortably, is going to go to Swarm Gaming. Well, I wouldn't say pretty comfortably.
Yeah,
a little less comfortably than before.
Definitely a lot closer than game 1 for sure. I would be interested to see if they take a more direct route, Exery, I mean, if they take a more direct route and they kind of open up a little bit and try for more chances. As you can see, shots from Exery were all from Ryuk that game. He has the sole goal, and he really has to apply more pressure, not just Ryuk, but anyone on Exery, and they have to apply more pressure so that they can actually put the ball in the net more. If they get more chances, they'll put it in more often, so that's what I need to see from them.
Yeah, exactly. They seem to find a strategy that was working out well for them in that last game, at least in the later half of it. So if they can take that and carry it through here, they might be able to start closing this gap. I mean, it's a must-win situation now, though, because we are in Game 3. In the blue, Team Exery. In orange, of course, Swarm Gaming. A very challenging team, even without DeBoer. But, you know, DeBoer kind of... This is kind of like watching Flipside without Mike Rules, like we saw on Friday. You know, they are still a dangerous team, but when you're missing a really major element, it gets hard. There's a great opening goal. Ryuk. Take a look at this. He gets a great steal off of this attempted clear. Perfect angle. Great finish. I mean, that's just some smart field awareness to know where he is and what he's doing.
Yeah, and that's exactly what I'm talking about. They need to take those chances that they're getting, because they are getting some chances, and they just need to capitalize on them. Put them on goal more often and make sure they go in. And they do that right there.
Yeah, pretty good play here by Swarm. They're trying to break out the little more advanced style play. Oh, and Stocky gets a nice open net shot, but it's just too wide to tie things up.
Yeah, it looks like Swarm has gone back to that 2 up, 1 back kind of strategy, and it obviously worked out pretty well for him in Game 1, but we'll have to see if it actually works here.
Yeah, it's coming kind of to a point where I think Swarm knows that they can't quite take this team too lightly. I think they maybe underestimated them a little bit after Game 1. It was a pretty convincing win for them. And they nearly lost Game 2 a few times. So many offensive chances that just slipped by. But here, oh, that was a beautiful little touch.
Wow.
Watch this again. Swarm Killer gets a long distance setup and he comes in, redirects it just slightly right there, gets the ball in. Nice little goal there by Scrub Killer to close this game up. So it's tied up 1-1. We are in Game 3. Swarm Gaming looking for that final win in this best of 5 to move on to the quarterfinal. Team Exery, again, must-win situation. Ryuk kind of been the star here for Team Exery. Most of their shots, all of their goals.
Yeah.
Pretty much all of their shots, too. Not just in this game, but throughout the series. He's really been the kind of hero. He may be taking this team on his back a little bit, but...
Yeah, and I also want to... Oh, I was going to say, as I point out the goalkeeping, they end up putting another one in.
I'm going to sit here on Ryuk's camera for a bit, because I was just there, because you can see a good shot of Pashi putting that ball in. For some reason, Ryuk was hanging back, sitting on that boost canister pad, waiting for it to pop, despite the fact that Swarm Gaming was up there applying pressure. And I get it, boost is really important, but when they're right on your doorstep, wait, you can get the boost later. Get up there, clear that ball out, then go back and get your boost. You can't sit there and wait and watch your teammates struggle to stop the goal, and they paid for that.
Yeah, I mean, Swarm just applied the pressure when they needed to. They were dribbling around Exery, and honestly, like, that goal right there was just sheer prowess over Exery. They had no chance.
Oh, and wow. There comes Stocky again. This was a very nice little bit of setup going here. You can see Scrub Killer kind of dribbles around the defense. Pashi misses that chance, but there's Stocky. Gets the slightly long distance finish, plays it off the post. Halfway through the game, and Swarm Gaming look to be in a good spot here for this game.
Oh, wow, a setup here for Flex. Oh, Ryuk misses the rebound.
It wasn't too bad. Stocky actually missed the kickoff there, so that gave Exery a good opportunity to set something up. Unfortunately, they couldn't get the finish, and your offensive chances are only as good as the finishes.
Yeah, exactly. And I think this pressure they're applying right now, if they can turn that into a goal here, it's only a 1-goal game with 2 minutes left. They still have a chance.
Yeah, absolutely. And they're good at doing, a lot of this offensive pressure if they can just keep it up. Something's bound to go in. That's the rule here.
That's a rough aerial from Flex. He might end up paying for that.
Oh, and that touch by Scrub Killer was just a little off point. He was in a good spot to get the finish on there too, but unfortunately, nothing doing. Here comes Exery again. Nice disruption there by Scrub Killer. But Pashi takes the ball on his hood, tries to play it up a bit. Finally attacking the ball, realizing don't let Pashi play the ball on his hood for very long. He will punish you.
Well, it's good that they're learning that because he did punish them quite often in both of the first 2 games. So, yeah, they're making sure he doesn't do that kind of stuff again.
Yeah, exactly. I mean, not really seeing a lot out of the other 2 members of Exery here. I don't know if they're just getting caught up in the craziness, but Ryu seemed to kind of really take them on his back a little bit through most of this game, and that's going to be really hard to do when you're playing against a team like this.
Oh, that was a really nice touch by the pass there. Oh.
Spollings had a very nice shot on goal, but Scrub Killer just too good, disrupted it. There's another shot. Tried to get the finish.
Save. Wow.
Both sides of the pitch, they're having a hard time getting anything done.
Yeah, honestly, the goaltending in both teams right here is just superb. It's great.
And there was another great shot, trying to play it off the front of Stocky's car, but he just had too much speed on it. They couldn't get the angle.
Oh, set up middle for Scrub Killer. And another good save by Flex. Wow.
We are coming out of the final 10 seconds. This game probably going to be going to Swarm here. And indeed it is. 0-second time. Doesn't matter what happens now. So there you have it. Swarm Gaming takes the series